Museums are a gateway to the past, showcasing the history, art, and culture of the world in all its glory. From ancient artifacts to modern masterpieces, these institutions house some of the most valuable and treasured collections in the world. So join me for today's video. We're going to take a look at 15 of the most visited museums in the world. Let's begin. Number 15. The Reina Sofia Museum. The Reina Sofia Museum, which is in Madrid, Spain, is one of the world's most impressive contemporary art museums. It's named after Queen Sofia of Spain and was opened to the public in 1992, with its galleries located within a converted 18th century hospital, which makes the building itself a work of art in its own right. The museum's collection is focused on contemporary art from Spain and other Spanish-speaking countries. By far the most famous work of art that you can see here, and one that's seen as an excellent example of the style, is Pablo Picasso's Guernica, a painting that depicts the horrors of the Spanish Civil War, and it's a piece that's surprisingly big, measuring over 11 feet or 3.4 meters tall and 25 feet or 7.6 meters wide. In addition to Guernica, the museum houses an extensive collection of works by Salvador Dali and Joan Miró, two of Spain's most famous artists, as well as ones by international artists such as Francis Bacon, Mark Rothko, and Alexander Calder. Rather than being a place simply designed to showcase artworks, the Reina Sofia Museum is also an institution that promotes and supports contemporary art, but also hosting a variety of events and activities, including temporary exhibitions, concerts, and workshops. The museum's library is an essential resource for scholars and researchers, with over 100,000 books, magazines, and documents on contemporary art and culture, meaning there's plenty for the 1.6 million annual visitors to see and explore. Number 14. The National Museum of Korea. With almost 3.5 million visitors per year, the National Museum of Korea, which can be found in Seoul, is one of the largest museums in Asia and home to an extensive collection of more than 310,000 artifacts from Korean history and culture. The museum's stated mission is to preserve, research, and exhibit Korean cultural heritage in order to showcase the country's rich history and traditions. The museum's collection is enormous, spanning over 5,000 years of Korean history, from the prehistoric era to the modern day. Among the highlights of what's on display are the gilt bronze incense burner of Bakji, an intricately designed artifact from the Bakji kingdom, the pensive Bodhisattva, a masterpiece of Buddhist sculpture from the Goryeo dynasty, and the Gyeomgang Jeondo, a masterpiece of Korean landscape painting from the Joseon dynasty. The venue is home to a number of interactive exhibits that allow visitors to engage with Korean history and culture in a hands-on way, and the Children's Museum is a popular destination for families, featuring exhibits designed to teach children about traditional Korean life and traditions. There are also special exhibitions which offer a deeper dive into specific themes and topics, and as a result, the museum is regarded as one of the leading institutions that covers the region's past. Beyond its collection, the National Museum of Korea itself is known for its architectural beauty. The main building was designed to reflect traditional Korean architectural style, with a curved roof and open courtyard, and its interior is spacious and light-filled, with sweeping views of the surrounding landscape. If you're ever in Seoul, South Korea, it is definitely a must-see attraction. Number 13. The National Palace Museum. With a permanent collection of more than 700,000 pieces, it's no wonder that the National Palace Museum in Taipei, Taiwan, is not only one of the most highly regarded museums in Asia, but manages to attract almost 5 million visitors per year. Established in 1925, this is one of the world's most comprehensive collection of Chinese art and artifacts, spanning over 8,000 years of history. The works on display here include paintings, calligraphy, ceramics, jade, bronze, and other artifacts, all of which have been collected over the years from the former imperial collections of China's emperors and other private collections, as well as from the Forbidden City in Beijing. The museum's buildings are equally impressive too, with the structure being modeled after the Forbidden City and being a stunning example of Chinese architecture in its own right. The structure has 5 floors with over 1.8 million square feet of exhibition space, which includes a central courtyard, galleries, and exhibition rooms. The architecture is designed to convey the majesty of the Chinese imperial court, and visitors can't help but feel as if they've been transported into the past. The museum's collection is divided into 3 main categories: painting and calligraphy, antiques, and rare books and documents. Among the most impressive pieces in the collection are the jadeite cabbage, a piece of jade carved into the shape of a cabbage head, and the meat-shaped stone, which is carved to resemble a piece of braised pork. These 2 pieces alone are worth the trip to the museum, as they're some of the most famous pieces of Chinese art in the world. Number 12. The National Museum of American History. The National Museum of American History, located in Washington, D.C., is the most important and significant museum in the United States that focuses purely on the history of the USA. Founded in 1964, it houses an extensive collection of American artifacts, ranging from the country's earliest colonial history to the present day. There are more than 3 million objects that are either on permanent or rotational display, including scientific instruments, photographs, political memorabilia, musical instruments, and important cultural objects. The exhibitions are divided into several themes, such as American democracy, innovation, and culture, with a wide range of seminal pieces, such as the original Star-Spangled Banner, the inaugural dresses of First Ladies, the ruby slippers from The Wizard of Oz, and the original Kermit the Frog puppet from Sesame Street. The museum is also known for its interactive exhibits, which allow visitors to engage with history in a hands-on way. You can, for example, try on colonial clothing or play popular video games from the 1980s. And get up close with important historical moments with the huge collection of presidential memorabilia, which include the top hat worn by Abraham Lincoln on the night he was assassinated. In addition to the exhibitions, the National Museum of American History is also a center for academic research and education, and with an active program of lectures, seminars, and workshops, it serves as a vital resource for scholars and researchers from all over the world, as well as being a fascinating glimpse into history for the almost 4 million visitors that go there each year. Number 11. The Vatican Museums. Located within Vatican City, the Vatican Museums hold a huge collection of art and culture, and they're visited by an estimated 5 million people per year. They were first established in the 16th century and now houses an enormous trove of artwork and artifacts from ancient civilizations, including the ancient Egyptians, Etruscans, and Romans, as well as significant works from the Renaissance and Baroque periods. The museum's complex is made up of more than 50 galleries and exhibition spaces, which cover a total area of more than 13 acres. Among the most famous galleries are the Sistine Chapel, the Raphael Rooms, and the Gallery of Maps, with the Sistine Chapel decorated with frescoes by Michelangelo, being considered to be one of the most significant works of art in the world, and the Raphael Rooms being home to some of the artist's most famous works. The museum's collection includes works by some of the most celebrated artists in history, including Leonardo da Vinci, Caravaggio, and Raphael. And it's not just paintings, with its most famous sculpture being the Laocoon and His Sons, a masterpiece from ancient Greek in the 1st century BC. The museum's collection also includes ancient sarcophagi, mosaics, and other decorative arts, as well as a significant collection of religious art, including paintings, sculptures, and decorative arts from the Christian tradition. There's also the Gallery of Maps located in the Apostolic Palace, where you'll find an incredible collection of topographical maps of Italy painted in the 16th century. Number 10. The Metropolitan Museum of Art. The Metropolitan Museum of Art is a world-renowned museum located in New York City that was established in 1870 by a group of American citizens to rival the huge collections already on display at that time in Europe. The museum is now home to over 2 million works of art from all around the globe, and with a total area of over 2 million square feet, it's one of the largest institutions of its kind in the world. The collections at the Met are organized into 17 curatorial departments covering everything from ancient Near Eastern art to European paintings and contemporary art. Among the most famous exhibits at the Met are the Temple of Dendur, an ancient Egyptian temple, and the Costume Institute, which houses an extensive collection of fashion and textiles. One of the founding principles of the Met is its commitment to making art accessible to all, something it achieves by offering a range of educational programs for visitors of all ages, including guided tours, workshops, lectures, and concerts. The museum also provides resources for educators, including lesson plans and professional development opportunities. Despite financial difficulties and controversies surrounding its management in recent years, the Met remains one of the most important cultural institutions in the country. And with around 3.5 million visitors annually, it's impossible to see everything in one visit, especially when you take into account the regular temporary exhibitions and special events that are also put on throughout the year. Number 9. The Tate Modern. The Tate Modern is one of the most popular and renowned contemporary art museums in the world, which is all the more impressive considering it attracts 2 million visitors each year and was only opened in the year 2000. It's located in London, England, and it's on the banks of the River Thames in the former Bankside Power Station, which is a massive industrial building that was specifically converted to be the ideal space to exhibit artworks. The Tate Modern houses an impressive collection of contemporary and modern art from around the world, and it's got a vast collection of paintings, sculptures, installations, and mixed media pieces. The permanent collection includes works by renowned artists such as Pablo Picasso, Salvador Dali, Henri Matisse, and Andy Warhol, as well as contemporary artists such as Damien Hirst, Tracy Emin, and Anish Kapoor. In addition to the permanent collection, the Tate Modern hosts a variety of temporary exhibitions throughout the year that showcase the work of emerging and established artists from all over the world. It also covers a wide range of themes and artistic styles. The museum also hosts a range of educational programs and events, including talks, workshops, and tours aimed at engaging visitors of all ages with contemporary art. The building features a massive turbine hall, which is used for large-scale installations and performances that would be impossible in most other museums, as well as a range of galleries and exhibition rooms that allow the curators to develop truly unique showcases. Visitors to the venue can enjoy stunning views of the city from the museum's terrace and restaurant, which overlooks the River Thames and the city skyline to provide the perfect backdrop for discussing what they've just seen in the space. Number 8. The American Museum of Natural History. The American Museum of Natural History, located in New York City, is one of the largest and most prestigious natural history museums in the world. Established in 1869, the museum has an extensive collection of more than 34 million specimens and artifacts, including fossils, rocks, minerals, human cultural artifacts, and much more. The museum's mission is to discover, interpret, and disseminate knowledge about human cultures, the natural world, and the universe through its exhibitions, research, and educational programs, and it attracts more than 5 million visitors each year. It's famous for its astounding exhibits, which include the Rose Center for Earth and Space that houses the Hayden Planetarium, and the Milstein Hall of Ocean Life, which features a 94-foot or almost 29-meter-long model of a blue whale. Other exhibits include the Hall of Biodiversity, the Hall of Saurian Dinosaurs, and the Hall of Human Origins, as well as the Butterfly Conservatory, where visitors can see hundreds of live butterflies from around the world. The American Museum of Natural History is not only a place for visitors to learn and explore, but it's also a hugely important center for scientific research. The facility's scientists and researchers study a wide range of subjects, from anthropology and archaeology to astrophysics and biodiversity. They're able to make use of an extensive library and archives, which contains millions of documents, photographs, and other materials related to natural history and human culture. Number 7. The National Gallery. The National Gallery in Trafalgar Square in London is one of the most famous art museums in the world. It was founded in 1824 in response to calls to nationalize collections that were previously owned by the royal family. It's home to over 2,300 paintings dating from the 13th century to the 20th century, and now welcomes more than 6 million visitors each year. The collection on display includes works by some of the most famous artists in history, such as Leonardo da Vinci, Vincent van Gogh, and Rembrandt. The galleries in the museum are organized chronologically, with paintings arranged by period and style. The oldest works are Italian paintings from the 13th and 14th centuries, while the most recent works are modern and contemporary pieces from the 20th century. The museum's collection includes a wide range of styles, from Renaissance and Baroque to Impressionism and Post-Impressionism, with the aim that every art movement is represented there. The museum has countless famous works, but the ones that are probably best known are Leonardo da Vinci's The Virgin of the Rocks, Vincent van Gogh's Sunflowers, and Jan van Eyck's Arnolfini portrait. Other notable pieces include Rembrandt's self-portrait at the age of 34, Vermeer's A Young Woman Standing at a Virginal, and Michelangelo's The Entombment. Not only is this a place for visitors to see great art, but it's also one of the world's leading centers for art research. The museum staff and scholars conduct investigations on the collection and history of the art, and the museum's library and archives contain a wealth of resources for researchers and students that are often used to help improve the provenance of the previously unknown works by the most sought-after artists from history. Number 6. The Shanghai Science and Technology Museum. The Shanghai Science and Technology Museum is a world-renowned museum that showcases the latest advancements in science and technology. It's located in the heart of the Pudong district in Shanghai, China, and it's designed by the East China Architecture and Design Institute. It's one of the most popular tourist destinations in the city, with around 2 million visitors per year. It first opened in December of 2001 and spans a total area of about 730,000 square feet, across which is a vast collection of more than 14,000 exhibits. It's divided into 13 themed exhibition halls, each focusing on a specific area of science and technology, with themes such as biology, energy, and transportation, among others. The museum features state-of-the-art interactive displays, simulations, and experiments that allow visitors to experience the exhibits in a hands-on and immersive way. One of the most popular exhibits at the museum is the Earth Exploration Hall, which showcases the history of Earth's evolution and the emergence of life. The hall features a giant globe that displays various atmospheric conditions, including hurricanes, typhoons, and cyclones. Another popular exhibit is the World of Robots, which showcases the latest advancements in robotics and features interactive demonstrations of robots performing various tasks. Along with the exhibition halls, there's also a planetarium that offers visitors an immersive experience of the solar system and the universe. Planetarium has a dome-shaped screen that displays high-definition videos and images of the stars and planets, making visitors feel as if they're actually floating around in space. Number 5. The British Museum. Founded in 1753, the British Museum in London, England is one of the oldest and most iconic museums in the world. It's got a vast collection of over 8 million artifacts, including art and cultural items from across the planet. It's home to some of the most significant historical finds ever made, including the Rosetta Stone, the Elgin Marbles, and the Sutton Hoo Treasure, among others, and sees around 4 or 5 million visitors through its doors each year. It's renowned for its comprehensive collection of human history, culture, and art from different eras. Visitors can explore ancient civilizations and cultures, including the Greeks, the Romans, Egyptians, and Vikings, and can see an extensive collection of artifacts from Africa, Asia, Europe, and the Americas, representing various periods of history. The collection is arranged thematically and geographically, with different galleries dedicated to different regions and themes. Some of the highlights include the Egyptian mummies, the Pantheon sculptures, the Assyrian reliefs, and the Islamic art galleries, with diverse collections of ceramics, coins, and prints, among other objects, from virtually every known historical civilization. The building itself is also pretty impressive, with its stunning Great Court, which was designed by Sir Norman Foster and opened in 2000. The Great Court is the largest covered public square in Europe and features a spectacular glass and steel roof that provides a dramatic entrance to the museum. This is, however, probably the most controversial museum in the world too, because of the breadth of its artifacts that it holds. Many were taken from places during the time of the British Empire, and there are strong arguments in favor of returning a significant number of these so the people in the countries they originally came from can benefit from them instead. Number 4. The National Air and Space Museum. The National Air and Space Museum, located in Washington, D.C., is one of the world's most popular museums, and it's dedicated to the history of aviation and space exploration. The museum was established in 1946 and has since become one of the most visited museums in the United States, attracting over 7 million visitors each year. It covers over 600,000 square feet, or just over 55,000 square meters, and it's one of the largest museums in the world dedicated to aviation and space exploration. And visitors can easily spend an entire day there exploring the exhibits and learning about the history of flight and space travel. The museum's collection consists of thousands of artifacts, including historic aircraft, spacecraft, and other space-related memorabilia. You can explore the evolution of aviation and space exploration through exhibits that cover the early days of flight, the space race, and the modern era of aviation and space exploration. Some of the most popular exhibits on display include the Wright Brothers Flyer, the Spirit of St. Louis, the Apollo 11 Command Module, and the Space Shuttle Discovery, along with the actual spacesuits worn by Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin during the historic Apollo 11 mission, as well as other space artifacts such as moon rocks and meteorites. The museum is home to several educational programs, including lectures, films, and hands-on activities that are designed to inspire and educate visitors about the history and future of aviation and space exploration, with the hope that it'll serve as a reminder of the progress that's been made in the past century and as an inspiration for the next generation of engineers and visionaries. Number 3. The Smithsonian National Museum of Natural History. Located in Washington, D.C., the Smithsonian National Museum of Natural History was established in 1910 and has since become one of the world's most important institutions for the preservation and display of natural history specimens, cultural artifacts, and scientific research. The museum has an almost unbelievably vast collection of over 126 million specimens, which include fossils, rocks, minerals, plants, animals, and human remains that are used to study and understand the diversity of life on Earth, as well as the processes that have shaped our planet over millions of years. The museum's collection is so large that only a small percentage of it can be displayed at any given time. But even with continual changes, there are some that are on permanent display, such as the Hope Diamond, the giant squid, and the world's largest collection of dinosaur fossils. One of the most popular exhibits at the museum is the Hall of Human Origins, which explores the evolution of humans and our close relatives. The exhibit features numerous artifacts and interactive displays, including a replica of Lucy, one of the most famous early human fossils ever discovered. The exhibit also examines the cultural and social aspects of human evolution, such as the development of language, art, and societies. Another famous exhibit is the Sant Ocean Hall, which explores the mysteries of the ocean and the creatures that live within it. It's there you'll find a life-size model of a North Atlantic right whale, as well as a variety of interactive displays that allow visitors to learn about marine ecosystems, conservation efforts, and the latest research on marine life. Apart from its exhibits, the Smithsonian Museum of Natural History also conducts extensive research in various fields, including anthropology, botany, entomology, paleobiology, and zoology. And it's got over 185 full-time scientists and researchers who study everything from the behavior of ants to the origin of the universe. Number 2. The National Museum of China. Covering an area of more than 2 million square feet or 192,000 square meters and displaying more than 1 million artifacts, the National Museum of China is located in Beijing and is one of the largest in the world, with around 3 million visitors each year. It's housed in a magnificent building that blends traditional Chinese architecture with modern design, and it's a must-visit destination for anyone interested in Chinese history and culture. The collection inside covers a vast range of topics, from prehistoric times to the modern era, with the exhibits being arranged chronologically and thematically, providing visitors with a comprehensive overview of China's past and cultural heritage. Some of the highlights of the museum's collection includes the Jade Gallery, which displays exquisite jade objects from the Neolithic period to the Qing dynasty. The Bronze Gallery, which showcases ancient bronze artifacts from the Shang and Su dynasties, and the Calligraphy Gallery, which features masterpieces of Chinese calligraphy from various dynasties. In addition to the permanent exhibits, the National Museum of China also hosts temporary exhibitions throughout the year that cover a wide range of topics, from early Chinese art to contemporary culture, and provide visitors with a unique opportunity to learn more about different aspects of Chinese society. Number 1. The Louvre. With almost 8 million visitors annually, the Louvre in Paris is the most iconic and visited museum in the world. It's housed in a historic palace that was once the residence of French kings, and it's now a sprawling complex that covers an area of over 640,000 square feet or 60,000 square meters. The Louvre's collection spans a wide range of historical periods and artistic styles, from ancient Egyptian artifacts to medieval European art and contemporary works. Some of the most famous pieces in the collection include the Mona Lisa by Leonardo da Vinci, the Winged Victory of Samothrace, and the Venus de Milo. The collection is so vast that it would be impossible to see everything in a single visit, but visitors can choose to focus on specific galleries or exhibits depending on their interests. In addition to the permanent collection, the Louvre also hosts contemporary exhibitions throughout the year. These cover a range of topics and artistic styles, from Renaissance masterpieces to contemporary art, and they offer visitors a unique opportunity to see the works that are not normally on display. This museum has not only become synonymous with Paris and French culture, but it is an artwork in its own right, with the famous glass pyramid at the entrance. And if there's one museum in the world to visit, then it is this one. I'll see you next time. Thank you to our channel members.